I think that probably one of the most important things you can do in life is to be able to laugh at yourself. And you look at people like Rebecca Black, she's got like a bajillion haters, like a Googleplex haters, just because of one video. And she's made other music now. She doesn't sound as bad anymore. She's still bad. But I mean, like, Rebecca Black, she had to leave her old school because people were like threatening her and stuff. She had death threats against her. She had to have security around her all times. I mean, that's pretty mean. That's cold. Like, people are douchebags, man. I don't have a swear jar, I have like a swear cup, so. But I think the worst part about it is that, like, she's really pretty. Like, back in her video for Friday, she wasn't that good looking. She was like 13 or something. But now it's like a year later, like a year and a half later, she's like 15, and she's actually really attractive. She's got like big puppy dog eyes. Same goes for Kristen Stewart. Like, she never smiles, but whenever she does, she's kind of pretty. And she doesn't really smile, she's got like a smirk thing. She's like, but she pulls it off. I want to turn into like the next Chris Crocker or something. More. I think the greatest part about Chris Crocker is that he actually he was like crying, or Chris Crocker was crying, and Chris Crocker was really concerned about this. I don't know what gender Chris Crocker is, but I'll be damned if Chris Crocker wasn't really enthusiastic about leaving Britney alone. I think it's cool that Rebecca Black laughed it off. She's like, forget that. She's gonna grow up and have a funny story to tell. I played one season of basketball when I was a little kid, and I was so pumped about playing basketball. Like, I was pretty bad, but but I was pumped. I mean, up until the age that I was like 8, I wanted to be on a team called the Rockets, because man, rockets, man. You blow stuff up with them, you can go to the moon with them. It's freaking outer space. David Bowie, man. It's some David Bowie shit. But as it turns out, man, our whole team sucked. It wasn't just me. I was probably the best person on the team. But I was still pumped. I was like, yeah, basketball. I didn't care because at the end of the game, I still got Cheetos and a drink. But sometimes, whenever the game really sucked and was getting me down, I'd do this thing where, like, they'd score a point, so we'd have to run back to the other side of the court, and it was like the run of shame. You're like, oh, we suck. I didn't stand for that crap. I'd start running like full speed, and I'd do like a belly slide. I was like all the way, like halfway across the court, and I was the only one that did that. But I'll be damned if I wasn't having a good time. Man, these glasses are like a cage. The 3-dimensional glasses of monotony. Take them off, I'm like, bam! You know what that word makes me think of? Monotony? Makes me think of Neopets. I used to play that game when I was like 12. That game was the shiz. And it doesn't make me think of that game because that game was boring, man. I love that. But they had this thing on there. It was called the Wheel of Monotony. And I didn't know what that word meant. I didn't even know that was like a real word. I thought it was monotony. I was like, what's the Wheel of Monotony? Oh. You spin the wheel. It takes like 30 minutes. You leave it open in a tab. You go like watch a movie on the internet or something. It's still spinning. Man, just off the top of my head, I can tell you that I had a Kachik, and I had a Scorchio, and I had a Grarl, and then I transmorgified my pet. He turned into a cougar, man. Man, if you know what I'm talking about, give me an internet fist bump. I remember those were the good old days, man. I'd sit around and watch Teen Titans. I always wished that I had like a big T-tower on an island that I could just like chill out and have like a big TV, have a volleyball court on the top. Man, this stuff tastes like rot.